Alright guys, welcome back to another one. This time we're going to be going over machine guns. Um, and I'm not really going to do the lesser machine gun because it's kind of garbo. It is what it is. I mean, you put better ammo in it because it only has like an optic slot, so that's all the extra damage you're going to get. It's not a lot. Um, I don't use machine guns, and I'm going to go over why I don't use them a whole lot in this game. There's a lot of people have requested that I use machine guns, but machine guns really are subpar. They're not awesome. Um, the PKM is kind of cool in super close range, um, but I don't like them. They lose all advantages in this game that they have in real life. So the point of a machine gun in real life is to lay down heavy suppressive fire so that you can move in, like your other squad members can move in and assault the target. So it suppresses them, it keeps them pinned down. Also, you throw a whole bunch of rounds at them. It's really good at penetrating walls and cover and stuff like that. So they're kind of just like freaking out as bullets are blowing through their cover and uh, keeping them pinned down and suppressed. They don't have time to just sit behind an invulnerable rock and just pop up and take two shots with their scourge and mow you as you're trying to mow them with the machine gun. So really, machine guns lose all their the whole point of them in the game for that purpose. So you're better off with an M4 or an AK or something like that because you have automatic M4s, AKs, and stuff like that. They're way more precise. They have less scatter. They kill in a lot less rounds. These things are glorious wastes of ammo. Um, Especially if you want to use the higher tiers of armor. Oh my science. Um, so the M249, I'm showing you the stats right here. It does less damage. It has a higher fire rate, so you're gonna blow through more ammo, and it's gonna do less damage. Um, Everything else is pretty much the same. Dispersion is a little less with the PKM. I'm not sure if that's less or more, but yeah, it looks like it's in the red. So these are negative. So the lower this are is the better, I think. But then why is damage in the red? Just because it's a negative, I guess. I guess it's taking a negative as is, just being awful as it is. But as you can see, the only thing you can do is reduce recoil with your stock and your foregrip, which is subpar at best. And then you have your sight, which is the only way you're going to get extra damage. Um, so it kind of is inferior to the PKM because you also get this mag slot right here. The mag slot can add huge amounts of damage, and you're primarily probably going to focus on cluster. Now you could use other stuff, but I mean, I see machine guns, they have a better close quarters advantage than they do long range advantage in this game. Long range, like a two-tap sniper rifle is the way to go. You're going to use way less ammo, piss away way less money in ammo, and it's going to be quick. And you're not going to have to deal with all the recoil trying to hold this down on your target. So we're going to go over the PKM, and you can apply some of it to it's going to be the same with the machine gun. It's just going to be less damage because no mag slot. But these are expensive to start with. These are 11K, just like the pole. So they're super expensive to buy right off the bat. And then, so during testing, I started with something high end like this. I put on a really good mod. I put on the best ammo, which you should probably never do. This is a glorious waste of 7.62. Whenever 2 rounds of this in a scourge will kill somebody, and it like costs you less than 2,000 to do it. And then on top of it, the amount of money I had to put to get like the mods and stuff, just like the gun, the mods itself. It's cheaper to build like a budget M4 like this guy that will do probably better. Um, so, all right, I'll show you in the training facility what we're looking at here as far as machine guns. And even in close quarters, I think they're not, like there's other guns in close quarters that can compete. You're not gonna like be superior in really any way using the machine gun over like a deluge, a P90, a shotgun, heck, even people using just M4s and AKs. The only thing is you're gonna fire faster, but they're doing more damage. So, and yours is harder to control. Because theirs is gonna be way more precise. So here we're looking at. I got it set at 25 because this is about as far as you can go without losing your cluster advantage. So some of the mods we're looking at here, you want limb damage, and I'll show you why. Because this thing's recoil is ridiculous. You could go with arm, but what I'm going to show you, I recommend starting at the legs, oddly enough. And in close quarters, you're probably going to do the same thing. So you want your limb damage. I found a 25% one, which is the best you can get. And then you want torso. Unfortunately, there wasn't a higher torso percent, but still that's 15% between torso and armor destructor. You're probably not going for headshots all that often. Like if it dances up to the head, then awesome. If not, you know, your majority of your damage is going to be dealt just like to the body and the arms and stuff. Body, limbs. So then the only other two mods that are the best mods out there for you in close range is cluster and heated. And I got to tell you, these are expensive mods to put on. Like this whole thing is expensive, really expensive. And then you could do whatever for your thing, but I recommend a light stock if you're running around with this machine gun, because machine guns are heavy and they slow you down a lot. Light stock is almost a must. And then, I don't know, I put on some scatter range reduction, and recoil reduction. It doesn't help a whole lot. Let me show you. So, against T4, which is 90% of your opponents, whoops, with T5 ammo, see, I must start at the legs. Watch what happens if I don't try to control the recoil. So it just goes up. You can dance it up to the target. Alright, so to control this thing, whenever you start shooting, you have to drag down on your mouse continuously to hold the recoil in place, sort of. So watch. But then once your mouse reaches the end of your mouse pad, or you run out of ammo, I mean, you can kind of do it. You can hold it. So I suppose if you wanted to do arms instead of limbs, you could. But limbs kind of covers all your bases, especially in close quarters if they run up on you and you're just like... You see how it hits like everywhere? In close quarters. And you want to talk about pissing away money. Like a 60 stack of this is 43k. So, and if you get killed with this, not only do they get your expensively modded gun, but they get your 43k as well, or whatever's left of it after they kill you. I mean, if you only get off 10 rounds, then they made an extra 50 or 30 something k off of just your ammo, and or get to take it in and put it in their Scourge and snipe you next round. So, oof. So realistically, I don't think you would even use T5. I'm thinking you would use more like T4 at best. But let me show you damage. So on a T4, it's going to take 3 shots to the chest, even with T5, to kill him. And that's if you can hold it on target, if it doesn't jump off. Like a burst like that will probably kill somebody. But so would a burst from an AK or, you know, an M4. So I don't know what the advantage of that is. And then the M4 and stuff can do it at longer ranges. So, I mean, you're limited kind of to close range with this. Now, I thought about doing a long range build, but I feel like it's mostly pointless because the skill is so much. It would be so hard to get accurate shots on target. I've seen people do it, like it's doable, but I don't think it's ideal. So arm-wise, 2 shots and they're dead. And this is with T5 though, remember. You drop this down to anything less than T5, you're not getting 2 shots on arms. You're probably not getting 3 shots on chest. It's probably going to be more like 4 for T4 and probably 5 for T3. Legs, it's going to be another 3 shots. Same thing, probably add an extra round per level of ammo that you drop down. Heads, 2 shot on heads at best, and the likelihood of you getting, it's hard to hold on just the head. This thing's crazy. So that's on the T4. I don't think that's great, which means the T5 is going to be worse. Arms, 3 shots. Legs, 3 or 4. Chest, at least 3. Head is going to be 2. But I mean, trying to get 2 shots on the head is not easy. And I don't see the inherent advantages. So let's go. Well, actually, before I go to close range, I'll show you the test in close range. But so that's this. This is like probably the best I would build one of these out. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could slap on necrotic on top of this, but that's going to make this mag even more expensive. And I'll show you how expensive the mags are when we get back to the main page. But first I want to show you this other Scourge that machine gun, this PKM, or PK, that I built, wherever the frick it is. Okay, here you go. So this is what a T4 looks like. Now this is still going to be expensive ammo-wise to run. I don't think I would do this, but here's what you're looking at. Probably 3 shots to the chest, 2 shots to the head, 3 shots to the arms, 3 to the legs, 3, 6, 9, probably at 4 shots to arms to T5. Yeah. 2 shots to the head, probably 4 shots to the chest. It's not great. It's just not awesome. But you know, maybe. You can see the damage is the same. It doesn't matter whether they're in 5 feet or they're at 25 feet. The damage is effectively the same. So let's go back to 3. This is supposedly our max range for cluster. 25, 44. Okay, so we lost some damage for sure at 30. So they have to be 25 or closer. So what I think is a more reasonable build for the PK is this. This is probably, if I was going to run one, this is what I would run. These are probably the mods I would run it with. It's still expensive. This optic alone was like 15K. Same for probably that was between 15 and 20, and then you got these two, which are cheap. So it's still a 50 to 60K gun at minimum, and then you're running 7.62 instead of, or I mean, you're running T3 instead of tier 4. So you're gonna spend less in ammo, but I mean, you're still gonna dump ammo like crazy. So this is still gonna be expensive. Let's see here. Ooh, you get 84 rounds though with the longer magazine. I'd recommend this either this or if you run heated. But I mean, heated is expensive, so this is a little more reasonable. And you're looking at 28, 49, so 3 shots to the head. Probably 4 shots to the head with no, 3. 3 and 3. But I mean, this is a more reasonable build for the PK, and I still don't think it's great. I think the only advantage it has over probably the shotgun, the deluge. Well, I want to say shotgun and deluge, because with P90 you could probably effectively engage at this range. The deluge suffers a lot from scatter, and the shotgun just kind of drops off at anything like around this range. So, and it's so hard to hit. It's so sporadic with a shotgun. I'll show you in the shotgun video why shotguns are not ideal at longer ranges, because the damage is just so inconsistent. So the only thing this has going for it is that it's kind of up there with maybe like a P90 at distance, because all those guns fire really fast and close. I'd say the deluge is just a man-eater. Same with a shotgun. Like, boom, boom, dead. Doesn't matter if you're in T5. 2 shots and you're toast. This thing, though, like, it would take... I've killed plenty of people with machine guns with a shotgun. And not even the good shotgun, like the pump shotgun. It's just so easy. You just pop, pop. And then these guys have to try it out. Look at how the scatter... It's all over the place. And when you're moving in combat, you're both moving, like, it's really hard to make that scatter hit where you want it to. So, I gotta say, machine guns just, they don't do it for me in this game. They don't have their inherent real-world benefits. They're kind of... There's better stuff out there to do what they do in this kind of video game environment. So, that's all I gotta say about machine guns. They're not excellent. But if you like them, then go for it, I guess. But I don't run them a whole lot, just for these reasons. So that's going to be it for the PK and the machine gun video. You guys have a good one. I'll see you in the next one.